Imagine a city under siege, where every day is a battle for survival, and every breath is a defiant act of resilience. This is Leningrad during World War II, a city encircled by the iron grip of the Axis powers. Yet, amidst the desperation and devastation, a glimmer of hope emerged through an extraordinary feat of human ingenuity and bravery: the road of life. This story is not merely about a strategic supply route, it is about the relentless spirit of a people who refuse to be broken. Welcome back to Harold's channel, where we take you back to the most intense moments of World War II. But before we begin, please support us by giving this video 50 likes. In September 1941, Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg, was surrounded by German and Finnish forces. The Axis powers opted to besiege the city rather than directly assault it, intending to starve out its defenders and civilians. The siege lasted 872 days, from September 8, 1941 to January 27, 1944. This prolonged encirclement plunged the city into a state of extreme deprivation and mass starvation. Initial efforts to sustain the city failed dramatically, leading to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of residents. Estimates of deaths due to starvation alone begin at 600,000, with other sources suggesting higher numbers. Amid this dire situation, the Soviets devised a plan to sustain Leningrad's population: the creation of the Road of Life. The only viable route to supply the city was over Lake Ladoga, a daunting task given the German and Finnish military activities in the region. In the early months of the siege, efforts to transport supplies via boats were severely limited, managing only 1,500 tons of food in November 1941. This insufficiency led to a catastrophic death toll from starvation during the harsh winter of 1941 to 1942. However, the severe winter conditions became a saving grace as the lake froze solid, enabling the creation of a makeshift ice road. By January 1942, trucks began transporting supplies across the frozen lake, dramatically increasing the flow of essential goods. In that month alone, 52,000 tons of supplies were delivered, 42,000 of which were food. This operation was not without peril. German forces continuously bombed the ice road, while the natural instability of the ice posed a constant threat to the trucks and drivers. The drivers of these supply trucks faced immense danger. The ice, varying in thickness, required meticulous loading of the trucks to balance the need for maximal supply transport with the risk of breaking through the ice. Despite precautions, trucks frequently fell through, forcing drivers to keep their doors open to escape quickly if necessary. Anti-aircraft guns were installed directly on the ice to fend off German aerial attacks, and Soviet pilots flew constant sorties to protect the convoys. As the ice melted with the changing seasons, the Soviets adapted by switching from trucks to sleds and then to boats for supply transport. German forces, in response, attempted to contest the lake with naval forces, but the Soviets successfully neutralized this threat. Recognizing the need for fuel to cook the transported food, Stalin ordered the construction of a fuel pipeline under Lake Ladoga. Despite constant German attacks, this 35-kilometer-long pipeline was operational by June 1942, delivering approximately 300 tons of fuel daily, a critical factor in sustaining Leningrad through the winter of 1942 to 1943. The following winter, though milder, saw the Road of Life in operation for a shorter duration. Nonetheless, trucks transported 210,000 tons of goods, significantly alleviating the city's suffering. In January 1943, the Soviets managed to break the siege by capturing a narrow land corridor, immediately constructing a railway to further facilitate supplies. This precarious railway, operating within mere kilometers of German lines, was a lifeline until the complete liberation of the city in January 1944. By the end of the siege, only 700,000 of Leningrad's original 3 million inhabitants remained. The city's population had been decimated by starvation and evacuations. But without the Road of Life, the death toll would have been catastrophic. The Soviet defense of Leningrad, including the operation of the Road of Life, cost 500,000 casualties, a testament to the immense human cost of this heroic effort. The Road of Life stands as a symbol of resilience and ingenuity in the face of overwhelming adversity. The operation not only sustained a besieged population, but also highlighted the extraordinary sacrifices made by Soviet soldiers and civilians. The survival of Leningrad was a significant morale booster for the Soviet Union and marked a turning point in the Eastern Front of World War II. The successful defense and eventual liberation of Leningrad contributed to the weakening of Axis forces and set the stage for further Soviet advances. The legacy of the Road of Life is remembered as a powerful example of human endurance, strategic innovation, and the relentless pursuit of survival against seemingly insurmountable odds. The story of Leningrad and its lifeline across Lake Ladoga remains a poignant chapter in the annals of World War II, illustrating the indomitable spirit of a city and its defenders. Behind the broad strokes of history, there are countless individual stories of courage and sacrifice. Take, for example, the story of Dmitry Petrov, a young truck driver barely out of his teens. Dmitry, like many others, volunteered for the perilous task of driving supplies across the ice road. He knew the risks, every driver did. The ice was unpredictable, the German bombs relentless, and the cold unforgiving. Yet, each trip he made, Dmitry carried not just supplies, but hope for the starving residents of Leningrad. His bravery was emblematic of the countless unsung heroes who risked and often gave their lives to keep the city alive. Imagine a day on the ice road. It's the dead of winter, and the sun barely peeks over the horizon, casting a dim, eerie light over the frozen expanse of Lake Ladoga. The air is biting. Every breath you take turns into a visible cloud of steam. Convoys of trucks line up, their engines roaring to life, breaking the oppressive silence. The drivers huddle in their cabs, clad in heavy winter gear, their faces set with determination. Each driver keeps their door slightly ajar, a grim precaution should the ice give way beneath them. As the convoy moves, the ice groans and cracks ominously. Anti-aircraft guns, positioned at intervals along the route, occasionally fire at incoming German planes. The drivers maintain a steady pace, their eyes constantly scanning the horizon for any signs of danger. Every trip across the ice is a gamble with death, but the stakes couldn't be higher. Failure means the starvation of thousands. The creation and maintenance of the Road of Life required not just bravery, but also engineering prowess. Soviet engineers worked tirelessly to monitor the thickness of the ice, ensuring it could bear the weight of the trucks. They devised ingenious methods to repair sections damaged by German bombs or natural fissures. These engineers, often working under the same harrowing conditions as the drivers, were the unsung architects of this lifeline. Women played a crucial role in the operation of the Road of Life. They worked as truck drivers, anti-aircraft gunners, and engineers. Their contribution was vital, and their courage matched that of their male counterparts. Women like Natalia Ivanova, who drove supply trucks and manned anti-aircraft guns, demonstrated that resilience and bravery know no gender. Their stories are a testament to the collective effort required to sustain Leningrad. While the Road of Life was primarily a supply route, it also served as an evacuation path. Thousands of children, the sick and the elderly, were transported out of the besieged city. These evacuations were fraught with danger, as convoys were prime targets for German attacks. Yet, the successful evacuation of thousands was a beacon of hope amidst the relentless suffering. The siege and the operation of the Road of Life took a severe psychological toll on the residents of Leningrad and those involved in the supply efforts. The constant threat of death, the loss of loved ones, and the sheer desperation of survival left deep scars. Yet, amidst the darkness, there were moments of humanity and solidarity. People shared their meager rations, offered words of comfort, and banded together to keep their spirits alive. The siege was not just a battle of physical endurance, but also one of mental resilience. The successful defense of Leningrad and the operation of the Road of Life had significant implications for the broader war effort. It tied down substantial German forces, preventing them from being deployed elsewhere. The survival of Leningrad maintained a crucial industrial base for the Soviet Union, producing weapons and supplies essential for the war effort. The morale boost from this defiant stand against the Axis forces resonated throughout the Soviet Union and bolstered the resolve of its people and military. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of World War II's most remarkable stories. Remember to like and share this video to keep these important stories alive. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring history with Harold's channel.